Hey everyone, welcome to Trade with Rob, brought to you by wealthbuildershq.com. This update is for Friday, the 6th of February, 2026. I hope you're having a great day. I hope it has been a great trading day for you. As we get started here, everybody keep in mind everything we look at is for education. So I want to look at RCL, which is the only candidate from last update that worked, that moved, period. Not worked, but it happened to work, but it was the only one that moved in our direction. So we're looking at the third, so you're going to go back 3 bars here. This is the day. So very interesting day. You know, we had closed up here. We were looking for the bounce off that 331 or the fail. And what happened? It actually opened up and pulled back. But watch, if we go into a 5-minute chart on it, you can see where it opened. It pulled back on that first candle right there. Right? You can see the third down at the bottom. Pulled back on that very first candle. So we've got to look at a 1-minute candle. So go over to a 1, we're looking on the third. We opened up, next candle, bam, big slam down, big move up, never closing near that fib line. And when we finally get in that area, it's 12:30. I tend not to trade these around lunchtime. I tend not to enter trades around lunchtime normally. So it didn't work for the 5-minute there, but look what happened, guys. We very quickly climbed up and we hit resistance. We closed and we failed off resistance. And we'd be out before getting to this support level right here. So we're in at 338.5. Let me go back to the daily chart. We're in at 338.5 as it failed off of here. We're out at 332.30, so just above our support level, which brought us $446. Let me get it to try to bring it up over here. Bottom trade, $446.40 is our total for that trade. So that brings us to 5 trades so far for the year, $2,358 in total, $393, 6 trades for the year, 5 winners, 1 has gone against us, no break evens. $393 per trade on average is what we're looking at. So let's go look at economic reports first, and then we can jump right into our update. So we're looking at consumer sentiment. It's the prelim tomorrow. If you want more information on consumer sentiment, you can click here, University of Michigan. I just couldn't get UOM out of my mouth. I had the letter N stuck in my brain for Nancy instead of for Michigan. So University of Michigan, it's consumer sentiment report. Make sure you click the X to get rid of it. We're on Forex Factory. Both reports, exact same report. Exact same data, different numbers applied to it. So inflation expectation and sentiment. They are tomorrow. Fed's going to be focused on consumer sentiment. It's going to be focused on inflation expectations. Nothing else this week. Waller is speaking on, Fed member Waller is speaking on Monday at 1:30 in the afternoon. I don't expect much from Waller unless there's a problem with Trump's choice for Fed president that he decides to voice openly. Other than that, I don't really see him normally having a whole lot to say about what's going on that's going to mess up the market. So we're good. Let's look at S&P 500. So we'll talk S&P, and then we'll look at the VIX, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at what's going on with our 3 candidates for today. So the very first thing is S&P 500 broke a major support level today, right? It broke through this fib line, the 236, right here on the close, which takes us below the hesitation point. And it pierced through the 67.8905, which is our recent swing low. So there is definitely blood in the water at this point, fear on that downside. We've got a little bit of that trend. We're watching that 67.65, the super fib. We're watching that level right there. So keep your eyes on that. On the upside, it is the 68.13 level. Right, if we look at VIX, which is fear, big gap up, man, big gap up. So we're at 21.75 right now. We're in the green zone, so we're moderate or middle or normal or whatever you want to call it. But premiums are raising much higher. We're seeing implied volatility start to jump because of what's happening here right now with prices dropping in the S&P. Keeping in mind the way the VIX is supposed to work. Generally, it's an inverse relationship to the market. Occasionally, there'll be some adjustment. Should be some adjustment, I should say. Recently, we've got some sway back and forth in both directions there. But I digress. Overall, we've got a great looking market right now. So, and bearish doesn't make it bad. It's a good looking pattern. There's opportunities to trade every single day. So Caterpillar, CAT, although we've had a great bullish run on CAT right now, it has had a phenomenal move to the upside. We're going to need to add in a negative 1.272, which is not a normal fib for me. I don't have it on this one. So let's add ratio minus 1.272. All right, so there we go. So the black line pops in there. That's our next upside target. We hit it yesterday, ping-ponged on it yesterday between the 679 and the 716. We're missing a couple of 100-point levels here, so I'm going to make this one here the 700. We'll make this one the 600. And we'll make this one the 500. All right, 5, 6, and 7. So right now, I like the pattern we're looking at this point. Let's unscrunch that. Okay, there we go. So I think the bullish opportunity is there first. So let's talk about what this means. The trade setups that we look at here are called switchback trades. The switchback trade gives us an opportunity to trade in both directions. Meaning, I like this one more bullish right now, but it could move bearish. And if it does, I've got an opportunity to trade that tomorrow. So if the market goes down tomorrow, I still have an opportunity to trade this stock regardless of what way it goes. So, and you'll see in a moment if you're brand new with us here. So if we get a small move up, a retest, and a bounce, that's what I'm looking for. That 700 will be my resistance, right? Which means my target is going to be about 697. Is going to be my target there. Take the trade on the bounce. Put your stop just down below support, okay? As far as the downside goes, I need what's called a fibit inside of here. A fibit is when I split my Fibonacci levels in half, right? This, I believe, is an 809 we need. Yeah, I need a negative 809 in there. Why do I need that in there? Those levels are too far apart for me to, on a normal day, move all the way down to that next level. Perfect. If you go over to tradinglikeaboss.com, that's where all of our free resources are, and look for a Fibonacci, 3-part Fibonacci series, it's free. Click on it that you want to get it. We will email you the series, 1 part a day. It's about 20 minutes each day, and it goes through the basis of how I use fibs. You'll be able to take advantage of that as well. In all the training that we use here, you can use the same things, including how to use fibits. But we're basically splitting the level in half, so 653.78. So now the downside trade, I'm going to grab a red pen. I like the move. It's got to make a small move down, come back up towards the 679, doesn't have to hit it, get near it, and fail. If it does, take the trade on the fail. If support is at 654, my target's going to be about 657. Right? And my stop will be just on the other side of that 679. So I like this one a lot. It's a lot of opportunity. CEG is our next one. Let's go take a look there. They've been on a tear down, right? Little doji pattern today at the 618, which is a hesitation level without a doubt. It is the key, the core of everything that's done in Fibonacci is all done off of that level. So I like the idea of a potential bounce or drop on this, but the downside is my favored one right now because we're bearish overall. Small move down, retest the 246.83 and fail. Take the trade off of that 246.83. If support's at 224.5, my target's going to be about 226, 225.5, 226.5, somewhere in that area. Stop just on the other side of the 247. For the upside, lots of opportunity there. Small move up, retest, and bounce. If it does, take the trade. Resistance is at 265. My target's going to be about 263, 262, somewhere in that area. My stop just down below support. So as you can see, regardless of what the market does tomorrow, if it goes up or down and CEG reacts in kind, we can take a trade in that direction. If you just looked at this and said, we're in a bearish bias, I'm only taking this as a bearish trade. I'm not saying you're wrong for doing that. But now if the market opens up tomorrow and all three of your candidates tomorrow are bearish and everything starts bouncing tomorrow for whatever reason, you have no trade. Here, a switchback trade gives us an opportunity to trade in both directions regardless of what the market does. All right? And then last, and certainly not least, is JNUG, J-N-U-G. All right, we closed down a little bit further than I would have liked it to have been from our fib line, but overall we're not too shabby at this point, okay? So I like the downside much better. So come back up towards that 233 and fail. We'll take the trade off of that fail. Support's at 200. That means my target's about 202, 203. Heck, I'd go to 210 on this sucker at 233. I would not be worried about fighting that. My stop's on the other side of support, of resistance, sorry. Oh, I did the wrong color. Oh, well. So I'll use the red one for the up since I used this one already. Move up, retest, and bounce. Take the trade, right? Resistance is at 258. That's an R, not a B. My target is 256, 255, somewhere around there. Stop just down below support. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, I just gave you 3 candidates that I feel are phenomenal candidates as potentials for tomorrow. That doesn't mean all or any of them will hit. Actually, I know they all will not hit. I never expect them all to hit. I'm happy if I get one of those 3 to make a move tomorrow. Because we get a gap in one direction or another, there's a possibility that the market gaps away, our stock is gapping away. So we could miss out on that trade. But right now, on my list, I have 21 stocks in total. I just gave you 3. Which means there are 18 stocks that you're never going to see. If you go over to tradinglikeaboss.com or go right to tradewithrob.com and register for Trade with Rob, again, it is free. You'll get an email that says, hey, here's all the candidates today, all 21 of them. And on top of that, here's pictures of every chart with all Rob's fib lines drawn right in there. You'll have all of that at no cost to you whatsoever, that you could take those, analyze them. You may find a stock that say, you know what, I like that one a lot better for my own risk profile. So have a great day, and I will see you at our next update. Bye for now.